Hello and welcome back to my channel Capsules. Landis here for another episode of the Fleet Command course, and we will be continuing today the series that I started almost a week ago with the soloing of the storyline mission with my Dominix battleship. So last week we went for patriotism, and today we will be looking at the Amar tier 6 spark of rebellion. So the storyline mission, basically, if I have one here in there, is two-phase encounters. So it's a bit of a different setup than for patriotism, which was really straightforward. You move to a destination, you get a dialogue, you move to a combat encounters, you destroy all waves of ships, go back to the station, and you get the end dialogue, meaning that you can basically chain them fairly easily. In this instance for Spark of Rebellion, you first have to navigate to a first dialogue station, then move to a first encounters, then move to a second dialogue encounter, then move to a second combat encounters, and then get the end dialogue. So there is a lot of movement between the different stage of the mission, and overall it's taking me, because of the distance that I need to warp. The first was almost 30 jump to get to the first station, then like 10 or 15 to get to the first combat encounters, do the combat encounters, which are not really lengthy. The first one is like a quarter, 15 minutes, and the other one is about 30 minutes. So the combat encounters themselves were not that long, but unfortunately, because of the travel time, it's taking in between, for me, in between, I would say 1 hour 32 hours to complete, and not possible to chain them because you need to move so much, and so you don't have a fixed point to start a mission and then get back to collect the end dialogue and have the loot deposited into your ITC near your home base. So this is a bit different. The reward is a bit higher as well. So this is a 35 million reward instead of the 20 million for patriotism. But because of that length of time it takes to complete it, I think it is less worth the time. So in terms of ISK per hour, you will be on a lower return on investment than if you buy for patriotism, which is fairly straightforward. So in a nutshell, that is the mission. So let's take a look now briefly at the ship I used. So this is my Dominix battle cruiser. Like for patriotism, it is overly, I would say, overskilled. Well, not overskilled, but overkill, I should say, in terms of raw power versus the difficulty of the encounter. So it's fairly easy to just go through the wave of enemies. As you can see, the Dominix is a drone ship, so I'm range kiting the encounters, which is the best way to, well, at least in my opinion, to manage the storyline mission. You get at range. Drone range is 98 kilometers. I am at nearly 640 DPS cold, which is supplemented by the strike cannon that you can see here. Strike cannon, which have a range of about 94-95 kilometers for optimal plus accuracy follow. So I have a nice synergy in between the large strike cannon and the drones. Just to be noted that I'm still lacking on heavy drone level 5, which will give me another 40% increase in the base drone DPS. So with that, I think my base DPS should go up to above 900, and when I activate the drone damage controller, then I go to above 940, 950 in terms of landmark. And I can see I have 3 in the low slot, so but drone damage amplifier with a 25-second uptime and a 60-second cooldown, so I can basically hunt the encounters on hot damage constantly. I have like a 10-15 second downtime in between. On the mid slot, so I have a target painter, but you will see in this encounter I didn't even bother to use it. It's more of an annoyance than anything else, so I think I will remove that for the next one with remote armor repair. That will be useful in case I get something heavy coming my way, and as I will be finishing anyway the tier 6 and moving to tier 8, that might be more useful. The other two mid slots is the combination for the warp scrambler and the webifier. That is just something I keep for the eventual fast ship that would go through, and just to help the medium drone get the job done and finish it off, because anyway the strike cannon I don't think will have the tracking speed to do anything about it, and so this is really to help the drone finish off that target as fast as possible. In terms of drone, you can see here that I have 5 EM drones, so the Mark 9 Infiltrator and the Mark 9 Valkyries. I am not synergizing with my strike cannon just because the drone by themselves will go individually at ships, and so I will not necessarily focus the cannon and the drone on the same target, and so that's why I like to maintain still some form of balance in between. I could have gone for 2-2-1 as I do on my other drones, but I think this time it was more efficient in that setup, because indeed at some point for the large target, then I focus the strike cannon, which are more armor oriented. Oh gosh, that's difficult to align, and then the EM drone makes more sense. So that's why I shifted a bit balance in there. In terms of other low slot, so of course to get the range on the strike cannon, I got a tracking computer in, so that gives me 15-16 additional range and accuracy fall off, so that's why I can achieve that distance. I still need to develop as well the large cannon skills, and so I will be focusing on this part once the drone, which is anyway my main DPS, is maxed out. And for eventual damage, so I got a C-type armor repair. You could go for a shield booster. It doesn't really matter. Normally you shouldn't be taking that much damage in the encounters, so one or the other is okay. I go for armor repair because that's what I have skilled most. I'm more of an armor tank than a shield tank, and as I'm flying mainly Galente and Amar ships. And then for mobility, I got a large micro warp drive. That is just to get some range. If there is really a fast elite battleship that comes my way, then I can maintain distance for a while my drone and strike cannon just get it down, because I don't want them to get too close to my ship. In terms of internal rigs, so of course I got a drone range augmented 3. That is what gives me the ability to reach the 100 kilometer landmark once I have finished the drone skill. Still need 2 level and 2 kilometers range, and then I get the firepower augmenters for the Judaro DPS, and of course the speed augmenter for the activation time, so they will be firing a bit more quicker as well. In terms of engineering rigs, so I got 2 targeting system subcontrollers just to get that locking time down as much as I can. Couldn't afford the level 3, they are awfully expensive at the moment, and then a memory cell just for that extra capacitor and cap management. So this is a good investment. I waited whether I would go for something making the ship a bit more nimble, but I think this is not worth the investment. I don't think we will see the difference, and anyway I can skill that with the battle cruiser skills. So I'll see first what that gives before moving to anything else. And so that's it for the ship's layout. So you can see a bit what is the effectiveness in there. In terms of the mission strategy, I slightly altered what I did for the for patriotism. So if you remember, in the for patriotism, I was using a celestial body as sort of an anchor point and using it to create distance. When the wave spawn, I would move away from the spawn toward a celestial body. Now I've realized with this first iteration that potentially I could do something a bit different, and so in this mission basically I used I would say one of the large ships, so a cruiser, which was not necessarily moving toward me as an anchor point and setting orbits at 95-96 kilometers, and then fixing the strike cannon onto it so that the orbit wouldn't change when I was shifting target with the drone. And then as for the others, I used the drone to get the target that were moving toward my ship, the fastest being the priority target, and then moving up the chain until I reached the ship on which my strike cannon were hammering, and then I shifted to another cruiser, and then basically that's a rinse and repeat cycle until the wave is completed. So that's all I have to say for that. It's fairly straightforward. As I said, the Dominix is an overkill for that storyline mission. It's fairly easy to do it with such a ship. And I will let you go and see the combat encounters, which are located just after this short introduction. Don't hesitate to hit the like button if you feel this was useful. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of upcoming videos as they are getting released. And of course, you get a notification bell so that you get the instant notification whenever something is uploaded on the channel. In the meantime, see you in the next video. Fly safe, enjoy the game, and take care.